Hello, I'm Francois Etienne Cugnet. I'm a lawyer.
I'm Queen Elizabeth. I hate lawyers.
I'm also a merchant, an entrepreneur, director of the Domaine d'Occident in New France. Back in Paris I was a member of the Council Superior. But everyone calls New France New Frenchies.
How did you get here?
On a boat. In 1719 with my wife, a clerk and a valet.
Your mom goes on a boat.
She is dead. But my dad held a doctorate in law, was the dean of the faculty for 5 years.
What the heck is the Domaine d'Occident?
It's a New France. It is part of the firm's Unis of France. Ever since 1674, it's been leased out. I would explain it, but it's too complicated. Even my own biography says so, but all they do is make money off of tobacco and liquor.
Wow, that's nice. But what about the fur trade?
Well, in 1717, a Scotsman named John Law had a system and was granted the fur trade monopoly in New France and Louisiana. By the time I arrived it was very complicated, so since 1719 to my demise I was the director of the Domaine d'Occident, except for a trip to France in 1742.
Where do you live?
That is personal information. Actually I live in Rue Saint-Pierre, the elite quarter in Quebec.
Well, I live in a palace.
Shut up. Once I arrived in New France I put my mad skills to use, not my sick administrative and legal skills.
Why would they put you in charge?
Well, at my request the intendant put out a series of ordinances concerning the rights of the monopolists of the domain. So I got to take the money from dead guys without heirs.
Wow. You took money from dead people. What else did you use your mad skills for?
Money.
So you probably had a huge salary?
Something like 3,000 livres per year, but I make much more on investments. The lease on the domain is about 450,000 livres a year.
Oh dear, that sounds like a terrible salary. I have some change in my purse.
No, I'm not poor. Remember my big mansion? I made most of my money from investments.
And my palace.
Your mom has a palace.
My mom is dead.
In 1721 Michael Began proposed me to the Council Superior.
I thought you already were.
That was in France. But they thought it would be a conflict of interest for me to be part of the Supreme Council and director of the domain.
What other businesses did you have?
Well, I grew tobacco, but the Frenchies, as we knew Frenchies call them, didn't like it.
Well, they must have been on glue.
Actually they were. I made glue. It was my third business. That's right, I make glue. In your face.
You frustrate me. I want to smash stuff with an iron hammer.
I can do that for you. I own the St. Maurice Iron Works. Francois Poulin, an entrepreneur like myself, was granted rights to establish and exploit an iron works in St. Maurice.
Then how do you own it?
He realized it was beyond his financial capabilities and found some business associates, Agnes Gamelin, Pierre Poulin, and Frederic Bricault.
Is Francois doing well?
In 1733 he died, and I became the dominant figure in the ironworks. An experienced forge master came in 1735 and evaluated the costs of everything in the ironworks. Turns out we were making a 60,000 livre profit, double the establishment costs. I formed the Compagnie des Forges de Saint Maurice. We sucked. I filed bankruptcy in 1741, but on a side note my personal estate increased in value between 1741 and 1751. The ironworks was still in production until 1883.
How would you know? You were dead by then.
I googled it.
The question I have wanted to ask you all night is, do you suck at life?
No, I don't. I obtained the seigneury of Saint Etienne. I'm considered the very model of a bourgeois gentleman. Also, I finally did make the Superior Council when I was in New France, even though I was the administrator for the domain. No, you will buy. It's the end of the presentation. Ryan Adams is very awesome.
Please take a moment to recognize his handsomeness.